So hello Link341, we are going to review our mystery tone today. So our mystery tone was the tone language of Yu Qing. Speaker is Michelle Liu, former MA student at the University of Calgary, and Michelle is speaking this dialect, Chinese dialect, or language that is called Yuqing, and usually those southern languages in China have many tones, Cantonese being one of those. And there are 8 contrastive tones in this language, and Michelle's pitch range is from about 174 to 314. So you should have determined how many tones there are and what they are. Here they are, right? And what's the range, and also transcribe them according to the rules. Usually those are common in Chinese languages, and these rules with numbers are conventional and convention basically of transcribing tones in Chinese languages and dialects. I won't go through all of these. I'll just maybe pick a couple of those. So for this one, this was a tricky one, which is number 5, G. You had this kind of noise. So Pratt captures everything basically, and that may be misleading. So you should have just discarded this part because it's not a part of a tone. It's not part of a word, right? A word starts from here, right? And you can clearly hear it. So you could have just done this to not mislead you to think that the lower range was somewhere at 60 or maybe 70 hertz, which was not actually. So yeah, pay attention to that. Then there is this G, which is an affricate present in Chinese and in lots of Chinese dialects, and officially the tones. So the tone could have been like a could have had 3 numbers. I would be okay with that, but in general, yeah, I have to do the following because it looks like it's very high. I had the pitch settings which were different. Now I'll have better pitch settings. So now we can see it's actually the mid somewhere, like 3, number 3, and it falls down to 1, right? So the peak would be at around, you can get maximum pitch, for example, here 265, and the low point would be minimum, which is 203. So from 3 to 1, it goes down from 3 to 1, and that's why the tone is 3-1. If you had here 2-3-1, that was okay too. I guess it's rising a little bit for a while until it reaches the peak somewhere there. So that would have been okay too. All right, but all of these tones apparently, according to Michelle and according to some researchers of this language, are only bitonal, right? So they have only 2 tones, and these are described like this: high falling, low falling, high rising, low rising, high level, low level, high dipping, low dipping. Yeah, those are the sets of conventions chosen for this language, and as I said, those are just the sets of conventions. They don't necessarily have to be literally true. Sometimes they're not. Phonetically, tones are realized in so many different ways, so you should pay attention to that. I'll maybe choose what's another one, 13. Let's say 13, lucky number. Well, this one is obviously there is a little bit of voicing here, or pre-voicing. That's why it captured it, but essentially it's quite level tone, and it's 202, so 1-1 or 2-1 or something like that would be okay. Or yeah, let's see what the key says. 2-1, 2-1. Yeah, that's okay. Right, low dipping. Yeah, I'd say even differently a little bit, 1-1 or 2-1. For me, this would be, as I said, there is no perfect answer for this exercise. It's actually an exercise of your, for listening. It's good for listening, so it's actually an exercise, and just that. You cannot really tell from one singular speaker what the tones are. Let me choose another one. Let's say number 7. So this one is very low at the beginning, like 210, and it rises up to 316 to actually the maximum range almost. So yeah, to 314, which is 2-5. So this one is, I think, pretty obvious, right? And I'll choose maybe 1 or 2 more. Let's say 10. 10 is
za,
right? Za, which is dipping a little bit.
da,
This one is maybe better representation of 2-1 for sure,
da,
and you can see it very clearly on
da,
a pitch tracker. So when you have seen all of these, you should just have taken the minimum range, right? Or the minimum value out of all of these, and that was 174 or around that value. And you should have taken the maximum value, and that was around 314-15, right, hertz. That was the range, the speaker's range, and based on that range you should have divided it into 5 areas, and when you have done that, you were set to discovering the patterns, right? And some of you had 10, some of you had 9, 11, some of you had 5, 6, 7 tones, which was also okay. I'm not too critical towards it. I hope that this exercise was actually interesting, and I know you've struggled a little bit, but that's okay. You should just put a lot of effort into it. And let's check one more, maybe 2. It's number 2.
a,
Yeah, it goes down to 208,
a,
241. So,
a,
so I guess this one could be also 3-1, not only 3-2, but that's okay. Both of these are good. All right, that would be it about mystery tone. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.